Welcome to Lost Without Japan, a travel podcast about the life-changing experiences of exploring Japan and those moments we would be lost without. For your listening pleasure, allow me to introduce your very own Kanko Guido, Michael.
Welcome to an episode of Good Times, possibly the second time we've recorded this one. This is all about hanging out with David, Maurice, and other guests and people that I can finagle into joining us in Hiroshima in good times. So you're with us, pull up a bar stool and just enjoy hearing some great travel stories today. This time normally we kind of go through back and forth with some things, kind of share some things and get going. But today, we're going to get going. David and his partner, they did a lot and they have a lot to share. Some of them about driving, just a lot of good stuff. Korea, back and forth, a lot of different information for people that are currently looking to go. And he's way more current than my November trip of last year. So we'll get going. But Good Times is one of our segments for the Lost Without Japan podcast series. It's available on any of your favorite podcasting services. And, I'm just looking forward to get going. Maurice just had a show in the Continental Club in Greensboro, North Carolina, the day before recording this. Please check out his Instagram, which we'll include in the show. Pretty impressive. Not Japan focused on this one. Anyone that listened to the last episode knows that that's not the case. But he is, an impressive man, just like David. Both of them will have limos in their future. David for winning multiple championships and being crowned card champion of them all. Maurice for his photography, and myself for podcasting for a long time. So we're gonna get going, but before we get going, I just want to give a quick shout out. One of the things that I started the show up with, it was back when things were, and we were all locked in, couldn't go to Japan. And one of the things I've enjoyed the most over my 4 years of doing this for you is shouting out and helping others and getting to make friends. And one of those things that I think could be truly beneficial to you, because we'll talk about this a bit and get David's opinion on this as well. I'm going to take a quick sip here, David. Thank you. But yeah, but one of the things I like to do is, promote those people that have been on the show before. And if you've been listening recently, you've heard of our discount to our listeners for the Japanese Verb Pro Masterclass. I have the link in our show notes for this. It's only till December 31st, 2025. Maple Oppo is, rhymes with maple. But really, my friends, unless you're planning on going to Japan once and that is it, and you're going on a tour, and if that's what you're doing, fantastic. You made it. You've done something that a lot of people in the world can't do. But I'm telling you right now, David and I can attest, Maurice can attest, my son can attest. A lot of people go to Japan, and if they're able and, you know, things allow, they want to go back. And really, in my opinion, right now, especially just with how things are in the world, knowing some Japanese when you go is really the way to go. I think that some of that past, where you could go and not know anything, and it was just kind of accepted, it's kind of wearing away. It's still there, but really, if you can have some base things dialed in, some basic introductions, some basic things, that goes a long way. And one of the ways that you can go about doing that is with the Japanese Verb Pro Masterclass. And what it does is it teaches you Japanese grammar in the way that it would be learned in Japan if you were Japanese. They have syllabary, they have video learning modules, they have a Discord support channel to help you not only with your grammar, but just your future studies as well. There's a lot of framework that has been developed as part of this, and it allows for you to learn grammar in a natural way. And you can really have a discussion when you're in Japan with somebody who's there and not have it be backwards. Has a lot of different courses and things that are available from our side, going that way is. So really invest in yourself, even if things are busy now, even if things are hectic now. Spend that $70, my friends. It's going to go up to $200 in January 1st, 2026. This is an offer for everyone that's listening right now. Share it with your friends because if this is successful, they're going to continue to make additional investments in these Japanese classes. And I, for one, want to support a wonderful couple and someone that's also from Chicago and a young family, any way, shape, or form I can. So, if anything else, please kick the link. Check it out. And you can access this at any time. It doesn't have to be right now. Buy it now. You're worth it. Um, and I really want to hear your success stories for it. So, with that out of the way, welcome back, David, world traveler, returning to talk about his trip to Japan and continue to flex upon those of us that are just doing dental work and, spending their money on their teeth as opposed to airfare to go back. How's things going, buddy?
But yeah, I would say things are going quite well. I don't think there's too many things that can go wrong. But yeah, no, everything's pretty good. How about yourself?
All right, my friend. Like I said, I want to keep this mainly about you because you got a lot to share. But I found out my dental insurance after we talked recently when we may have tried recording this before. My dental insurance does not cover the work that's going to be done. And that could be an additional 5,000 US dollars tacked onto an already like $1,600, my friend. So, luckily my dentist is gonna try to work with me, get that down to around like 3,600, plus the 1,600 that I have. So, could be worse, could be better, my friend. That's a lot of airfare. But other than that, I'm remaining positive. I've been active. If you are listening to the show, I'm trying to be more active on the Instagrams, posting some things from our magazines that I found, kind of reinvigorated with that. Kind of looking at Okinawa at the moment, kind of doing some research for that. Found a Kyoto magazine myself that has some travel recommendations, my friend. So I'm looking forward to share that. I don't know what I'm going to do with the magazines afterwards, David. Maybe that'll be like a Patreon, like giveaway thing. So it might just be coming to you, David.
That's the Popeye ones?
Yeah. So it's like the fashion magazine for Japan, but they actually have some special issues where it's Okinawa. I have one for Kyoto. I have one for Tokyo. I have one for islands off of Japan. So I got quite a bit of things for upcoming stuff. And what I like about it is that it's for a Japan audience, right? It's not meant for us. It's not meant for the foreigners. Not meant for people that are coming over there. It's for people within Japan. So with doing this for more than 4 years, David, got to keep things fresh, got to keep things, like new for you. So I'm kind of enjoying getting a different perspective on travel and travel recommendations. So that's where I'm at, my man, and just loving it all. And I'm looking forward to hearing about the part of your trip we didn't get to and revisiting what we already talked about before, including how important it is to have umbrellas even in summer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so yeah, this time I think I'll keep it a little bit more short and simple. So we can get through pretty much the whole trip in one go because I can ramble about the holiday a fair bit, so
That's why we're friends, buddy. That's why we're friends.
you're right. Yeah, so if you have any questions, I don't know, like the audience might want to know, just feel free to butt in and be like, ask away. So yeah, so we can start off with, so we landed in Tokyo Narita Airport, and that was about 11:30 at night. So we pretty much stayed at the hotel that's like connected to the airport, really. And then we went straight to a Family Mart, and that was a nice little walk. So, um, Yeah, so from there we just stayed there the night, just pretty much went straight to the hotel, Family Mart, and next morning we went to pick up our car rental because our next destination is the Nishiyama Onsen Kurikan.
One thing I was jealous of, buddy, is the fact that you're closer to time than I am. It's not such a huge stretch for you for as far as like time when you go to Japan versus me.
Yeah,
And I'd love when we talked the Toyota. Am I right that you rented your car through a Toyota rental
yep,
car dealership?
yep.
And you had some cool stuff from that, my friend. One thing we were saying is that I was kind of, it's still one of my on my to-do list of things to drive there. But one thing that I was interested in was how the car GPS went for you.
Yeah, so the GPS when we picked up the car, they it was already in English, so they knew straight away to have it like set to English. But yeah, the GPS is 100 times better than like using like Google Maps off your phone because let's say if you need to turn left off the highway, like it's coming up like I'm just gonna use kilometers, like 1 kilometer. It'll tell you everything you need to know well in advance and as you need to turn. So it's really detailed of like the directions. So if you're nervous um, to like drive in Japan, do not be. Everything's sorted. As long as you're a competent driver, you'll be fine. So especially if you used to driving on the left side of the road, so
Yeah,
a lot easier.
and it's okay. That's another thing I'm jealous of is you drive on the right side of the road, and I'm already on the kilometer kick, buddy. It drives my dad crazy whenever, or really anyone else that's in the car with me,
Yeah.
besides my son who's also on kilometers, drives them nuts whenever they're in the car with us. And they're like, "Why are you doing this?" Well, I'm like planning on spending a chunk of my life in the part of the world that does this. Better get used to it now.
Hey, look, you just have to match the numbers on the sign to the dash.
It's really at the end of the day.
Super easy. But yeah, yeah, I think it's something to get used to. So I don't know. I wouldn't know. I don't know the difference. So, but if I let's say if I drive around in America, that'll be a different story. So
We'll get you here, buddy.
yeah.
We'll get you here eventually. And I know
Oh yeah, look forward to
you
it.
said when you were driving, that kind of opens up some different things. And
Yeah,
you were talking about like some cool things that you kind of encountered by driving as opposed to hopping on a
yes.
train.
So the what's it called? The Uranohara car stop or truck stop. Yeah, that was like between pretty much the middle point from point A to point B. Yeah, really cool. If there's choices like about 10 different like stores, even more than that, I reckon. Just anything from like gifts to like food stores. Really cool. Recommend stopping at every stop and checking it out. So that was nice. Then so we arrived to the Nishiyama Onsen, and so pretty cool drive there, really lovely. It's just one road that goes up like the mountainside or like through the mountains. Um, there is, if you're coming from the south, there is a 7-Eleven there that is pretty much on the turn off um, that you need to take to go to the place. Um, so that's pretty close. I would say from the hotel, about half an hour drive. Um, the 7-Eleven. So make sure you stop there and get a couple bits and pieces because you will not have that around the hotel because it's pretty much in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, we rocked up at the hotel, and the funny thing is, I stuffed up the booking. I booked only for one person for the night, and so when they saw my partner hop out of the car, they're just like, "Oh my goodness, what is going on?" So, um, um, yeah. So the good thing is the room for you book is pretty much a minimum of 4 people. So I don't think you can get any smaller rooms. They're all quite big. So yeah, the how many people you could put in the room wasn't the problem. It was more like for the dinner and breakfast service that they have, because I I'm kind of a picky eater. I don't really eat too much fish. Um, yeah, I know it's kind of a bummer because I'm missing out on a lot of good Japanese food. But anyhow, uh, they're just like, like we we can't do. That's right, because I selected the vegetarian option for the meals, and so they have to do pre prep it beforehand. So the standard meal they can make pretty much on the spot. But yeah, if it's a vegetarian one, they have to kind of pre-prepare it. So they're just like, yeah, there's gonna be extra cost to it. Not a problem. I bridged the gap in the cost when we left. But yeah, so I had to eat the standard selection. So that was pretty interesting because my partner, she is like vegetarian, so of course I had to give her the vegetarian option. So yeah, that was pretty good too. Like I still ate most of the food. It was just some of the sashimi, and I tried to eat but couldn't get it down.
I understand completely. That like we were joking about before, where it's like most of the times when I do that, that's like with beer, and it's like in between sips. You kind of just put it in my mouth and then take a drink. But if the drinks are small, that's not really much of an option. But at least it was good that you could kind of have that. But we'd be with you, buddy. We'd have a plate of kind of raw fish that if my son was with us, he would take care of.
Yep.
But when I did my Fulbright, I was trading people my fish for their like beef and
Yep.
meats and rice and vegetables, and just being like, here you go. So they were happy, I was happy. That's good. With your time there, was it everything that you hoped it was going to be as far as the onsen time went?
I would say yeah, like definitely. I would say it would have been even better. Like it was, yeah, more than I expected. Like it was going to be because here's a good thing is the onsen itself is tattoo friendly. So that's huge. So I went into the public part. That was quite nice. That was the first time being in a public onsen type of setting instead of having my like a private room. Also, too, like there's two lakes that pretty much, or rivers, sorry, not lakes, uh, that are like the buildings between. Really nice. So if you're going there just to like have a really nice, like quiet, tranquil experience, that is pretty much the place to go. I would definitely recommend it. The rooms are lovely too. They're like very traditional tatami mats, pretty much through the whole building. And they have all like there's like little decoration pieces. They have like a little moss ball with like a plant hanging out of it. I plan to make a couple when I have time.
I have a moss ball. I have a little moss ball, buddy. Little
Really?
yeah. It's the only plant I can keep alive. I'll have to send you a picture at some point in time. Literally had it for years now. It's
Yeah, that'll be lovely.
fantastic.
Please do.
Now, look, I know you said when you left there, like you drove kind of a bit in Tokyo,
Hmm.
outskirts of it, to there, and then you left the car behind. Was that something that you felt like you could have continued with your, car driving experiences to get to Osaka, or do you feel like the train was the way to go for that next leg when you were heading out?
I would say if you've been to Japan more than like a couple of times, I would say driving is definitely the way to go. It was kind of a bit of a bummer that we only had the car for 24 hours.
Okay.
Just because going to this hotel um, was just you could get there by train, but it's kind of like you have to go to a station that's quite a way out, and they have a shuttle bus that takes you. So that was gonna be a little bit of just more stuffing around, and we were just like, look, let's just drive. We're gonna hit different spots along the way, um, and yeah, definitely worth it.
And
If I
now,
could drive, yep, sorry.
no, sorry. Go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, if we could drive like pretty much to the whole like Fukuoka point of the trip, that would have been amazing. I reckon the trip would have been really cool. A lot longer, but would have yeah, would have been a lot more planning, but nice.
I think it'd be something like for when I not when I'm with my daughter. I think a part of it with my daughter could be that way, especially when I go back by myself that following time. I think that'd be kind of cool. Just rent the RV and head out that
Yeah,
way.
do a little
Um,
camper van experience.
yeah. It's like just live it up, my man. I know you were finding out with being that you were in Osaka during that like World's Fair,
Hmm.
exhibits and things like that. What are some words of recommendation you can give to somebody that maybe is hitting up a World's Fair somewhere else? Because it's probably going to be a while before it gets its way back to Japan again. And just some, highlights of that time for you.
So, oh yeah, so before that, left the car in Nagoya and we
Okay.
went to Ghibli Park.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Ghibli Park is nice. If anyone's stuck between the two, if you have enough time to do the museum or the park, my preference would definitely be the museum because it's just more of an intimate experience. But Ghibli Park is also nice too, especially when it's a nice day because there are parts that are in open air. So yeah, if you go on a rainy day, no good.
Yeah, I think like a lot of what people, like I'd say like is if you're looking to make some, pictures to post online, that
Hmm.
outdoor thing can be fantastic. And I think you said before, if you're really, really into, Miyazaki and like the films and things like that, that is a place to go. If you're kind of somewhat into it, like you said, like the museum's a great go as well. And you know, you're still in Tokyo
Hmm.
afterwards when you're done for things like that. So yeah, 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 cool, man.
And there's a lovely park to walk around, like a lake in Tokyo, right next to it. So I would recommend that too if you're going to the museum. Anyway, so we went from Nagoya. Yeah, I stayed at the Toko Inn. Um, yeah, Toko in Nagoya, and I accidentally picked smoking floor.
Yeah, that's my friend. That's always one of those things. You do that, and it's a smoking floor. It's not like anything
It
else that
wasn't
I've
too
experienced.
bad, but it
Yeah,
was fine. So anyway, from Nagoya we went to the World Fair in Osaka. So recommendations about the World Fair. Unfortunately, anyone going now, I think there's only a month left of the World Fair in Osaka at the moment. So I would recommend not going there like at the beginning of the opening for the day. So just go about lunchtime. So maybe like 1 or 2 hours after, just because the crowd dies down. So you're not going to be waiting in line for like I think we waited for about half an hour, and it was a weird day too because it was like sunny at the start, like really hot, and then it started to like sprinkle maybe halfway through, and then a bit cloudy for the rest. Yeah, so yeah, and also too, if anyone offers you an umbrella in a line, please take it because it's there for a reason. Because I
yeah.
absolutely got barbecued.
And that was one that was there, and I like kind of like what you said too. It's like, yeah, like you're gonna get cooked, number one, but you had a nice recommendation because like going to the World's Fair, it's like you were able to do something that was kind of personal to you, but also like you had a nice thing of like not necessarily hitting the most popular exhibits and some reasoning behind that too. So like you got a great, couple great glasses, my friend, and steins.
Yeah, so I got the Stein from the Czech pavilion background. Both my parents are from Czech Republic, so I definitely had to grab one of them. The Pilsner Steins they had there, really lovely. So
So cool.
really cool. It was like about I think 40 something AUD, but worth the money.
100%.
It's a nice little piece to have, and I'm yet to drink some beer from it. So once I buy some Pilsner, I will use that glass.
Yeah.
We also went to the Australian Pavilion. That was pretty cool. Had a 420 meat pie. It was at 420. Um, uh, yeah, 4 and 20 meat pie. Sorry, don't know why that slipped my mind. And that was quite nice. Better than you would find here in actual Australia service stations. Yeah, we went to the Gundam Pavilion too. That was pretty cool too. Um, where else do we go? I went to the British one because my partner is half British. And just a couple. There was maybe about six more that we went to, like Malaysia. Um, yeah, it's just escaping me at the moment. But yeah, really cool. Even if you don't book, because we had a little bit of trouble booking like time slots on the World Expo app. Just because it didn't let you know, like notify that you didn't get the spots that you selected, and or maybe it was just me. I don't know, one of the two. But anyway, so we just rocked up on the day, just hoping that we would just line up and just go in. So, and that wasn't too much of a problem too. So, and there was a lot of food you can buy there. So it was a pretty good setup. There was a lot of people the day that we went, so that kind of maybe knocks it down a couple points for like the experience. But I get it; they are trying to make maximum money because I believe I was reading something about there were, I think they spent more money or they weren't making as much money at the start of the thing, so I had to kind of, and that's fine, you know.
It's definitely something I'll check out, later on if it's elsewhere in the world, or nearby when I'm out there. And it just it's pretty cool. It's just one of those things you kind of forget about, and
Yeah.
it's kind of cool to there. When you were out of Osaka, was that when you like you said you is that when you went to Fukuoka?
Yes.
Was next?
So pretty much after the World Expo, so we left about, I think we got there about 11, and we left about 3 o'clock.
Okay.
And 3 hours wasn't too bad. Like obviously you can spend a lot more time there and get the full experience, but I think that was enough at the time because we were cutting it close. Because we had to travel to Fukuoka by Shinkansen,
And
and that was really cool too. So, oh yeah, another recommendation too. So, if you need to book your Shinkansen tickets like a day before, because then you won't miss out and be caught out. So, uh, yeah. So anyway, we arrived to Fukuoka. Really cool. I'm a huge fan of Fukuoka. I would say it would have been one of my favorite cities in Japan. I would say the most number one city that I have been to so
it's
far.
gonna be a future home for us to record in after you and your partner move there.
Yeah, yes,
Um, and we talked like pretty close to Hiroshima, both by car and train.
yeah,
Train was like an hour, like whatever. So when I got my baseball tickets, we'll go check that out together. But yeah, like I'm excited to go check out Fukuoka, with my daughter, because that's one of those things I think we'll hit. We have a bunch of like off the beaten path type things to do, so I'm hoping to make it there. If I don't make it with her, we're gonna make it myself, me, myself, and I. That'll be the we I'm talking about, and all the voices that are in my head. But yeah, super jealous of that time that you had there, my friend.
yeah. It was quite lovely. Um, so yeah, so from we stayed in Fuku. So when we arrived there, we were just there for one night. A really good thing too is the Hakata City station and the airport is pretty much like 10 to 15 minutes by like taxi. So super easy. I love how like efficient like the city was, like because even like in Osaka when you have to catch a flight like to like a different destination,
Yeah,
like yeah,
it's five thumbs down for me. That's
yeah, like 45 minutes I believe. Yeah, so yeah, so awesome setup. I like how the city is. It's big enough to kind of feel like that you are in a big city, um, and also small enough to it's not as busy. It's quiet, like for the most. Not I wouldn't say quiet, like depending what your definition of quiet is, but
not
for
quite like
Japan, it's cruisy, very cruisy. There's lots to do. You got like a um, Gundam base. Also, you got a Pokemon Center there. You have all the big stuff that you want. You can even do river cruise. We've done one when we were there. That was quite nice. Um,
you
so
said. There's
there's
like a nice like foreigner population, and like a
yeah,
little bit at least there. I'm like, hey, when we're both living in Japan together, I sent you a video today on Instagram about how you can get like
yeah, I saw that.
yeah, like in like 2 or 3 years, buddy. So we just got to get going on our Japanese practice, and we'll make this reality
Yes,
sooner than
that is something
sooner
that
than rather
I'm
than
willing to do.
later. But even with the Fukuoka portion of things, one thing that I'm super jealous about is that you beat me across the pond, as they could say, with
Yes.
your next leg of the journey.
So yeah, so for 4 nights we went to Korea, South Korea. So we flew from Fukuoka to Busan, and yeah, really cool. So if you ever go to well, there's two places I believe for your first time in South Korea that you'll be doing would be Seoul and Busan. They're you say I found the most visited destinations in South Korea. Yeah, so anyway, we flew to Busan and really cool. A lot different because some people say, you know what I mean, like it's like Japan. It's not even like anything like Japan. So I was quite like not shocked, but I was like, "Oh, this is different." Um, it is. I would say there is American influence there, definitely. I noticed that as like an Australian. I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." And they drive on the left side of the road, so that was so. If, like yourself, you can drive there without no problems.
Yeah, it's the wrong side of the road. We've got that down pat. Yeah.
Was a little bit crazy. Like there are a lot more, I would say, aggressive as driving. Just because as having like a automotive spray painting background, I notice when people have dinged up cars. So I was like, oh, I just noticed a little bit more there. So yeah, they're definitely a lot more aggressive. Even the little like you have like these. It feels like you have your main bus lines. So the buses are the main form of travel there, I think, and then the subway goes to some places. Yeah, so the buses, you got your main bus lines that go to your main destinations or your big ones, and then you have your like smaller buses that go through the little suburbs. And they were quite not aggressive, but you know what I mean. They're stepping on the gas on like on the corners and everything, and I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like, and not to the point that it's unsafe. So it's a good mix of both. Also, I noticed a lot of cats. They have a lot of like a huge cat population there. So if you ever go there, just play the game Spot the Cat. It's always fun. So we went to like the Busan Tower. There was even a water park. We went there, and that was actually really cool. So if you do have tattoos, obviously they treat tattoos kind of not as common as like the West, but still, I didn't feel awkward. They're kind of awkward, but because you don't see anyone else unless they're other foreigners. But they had no problems with it, so it was quite nice in summer.
That's good. I know you said like when you were there too, you had like a bracelet that you could use, which was
Oh
kind of
yeah,
nice for paying for stuff.
yes. So when I was at the water park, I'll most probably. Oh yeah, sorry. The place was called Club Oasis. So really cool setup. You can actually have two packages. You can buy like the water, like pools and the water park package, or you can buy like they had like a steam room onsen type of setup. Um, so you can have like a bath, and then they have like a sauna there. You can buy both. So I think that was 120 AUS, or you can just buy the water park ticket, and that's about $60 US. Not US, AUS or AUD. Sorry, getting mixed up.
That'd be worth it for me. Just like I don't need the Steam for that much more, unless you did
Yeah, no,
it.
yeah. The water park is just good enough because you have the infinity pool, the water slides that like have a raft on it, and just a wave pool. There's a lot of for like how big the place is, a lot to offer. Also, too, when you get to the Busan station, they will have like a card that you can get that will give recommend places you go to for free. You pay like $50 or $60. You can get two packages on that one too. You can get the 48-hour one or the 24-hour. So if you get the 24-hour, I believe you can only do four of them. Not
Okay.
because they allow that. It's because Busan's quite long, and traveling to the places, there's a lot of like, yeah, traveling. So, yeah, so I reckon you could do about four. So the 48-hour one is definitely more, if you're there for a couple of days, the way to go. Yeah, so Club Oasis. Oh, there was another thing too. There was like public safety alert that you would get on your phone. So it would always just pop up saying, I always thought it was North Korea doing something, but no, it was just like a screenshot of the little safety alert. And it was just saying like heavy rains were like forecasted for
Cool.
these parts. So I have heaps of like screenshots of the safety alerts. So it's pretty cool, like how they have it set up.
Did you
Anyway,
have
so yep.
any issue flying back and forth, or since it's like you're going from country to country, all your bags and things are cool?
Oh yeah, so we left. So we only took one big bag to. So we had two big travel suitcases. Um, yeah, so we left one of the big bags in Fukuoka, and I used the if I can remember, it was kind of like drop off or something. It's like a little app. You can it's a web browser like thing, and it will show you like locations where businesses are kind of like partnered with this business. If that
Okay.
makes sense. Like
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
we there was this like this little restaurant that would like take our bags and hold it for us. So yeah, it really really
Sweet,
cool.
buddy.
I'll
Sweet.
see if I can I used it twice when I was in Japan, like the previous time. Really handy because you can just leave your bags. There's a lot of locations, like I think there will be like a convenience store that are partnered with them, or like just like a donut shop. Yeah, really cool. So if you can't find any lockers, use that. I'll send Michael uh the the name of the
Though, yeah, like is you got like if you're gonna be gone for a bit, I mean that's definitely the way to go. Like when you came back from Korea, my friend, did you go like towards Tokyo, or where did you end up coming back from Korea?
yeah. So from we did spend 2 nights in Seoul. From we trained use a bullet train to go to Seoul for two
Okay.
nights, and we just did the typical like the palaces and just had a look around. There's lots to do. I wouldn't say as fun as Busan, but worth doing. You can do the tower there; it's quite nice, nice view. There's a lot of good food to eat too, and you can visit some like Squid Game locations, filming locations there. We went to one, and that was cool. Anyway, so and then from there we got the bullet train back, and the bullet trains are a lot more different than you would used to in Japan. They're like really like chunky, not I wouldn't say outdated, but yeah, like compared to the Japanese ones. Japanese ones are definitely the gold standard.
It's like I mean you have to survive a zombie apocalypse, buddy. I mean
Yeah, yeah,
Train to
that's what it had.
Busan.
It
That
had
that
the
that's what
like yeah. Looked pretty cool, but I was like, wow. Yeah, so we bullet trained back. I think it was about 4 hours to Seoul to Busan, maybe less, about three. Can't really remember at this point, but yeah. Anyway, so we fly back from Busan to Fukuoka, and we pretty much we did a tour on the second part of Fukuoka, and that was I think two of the Kumamoto region of yeah. So we went to these like I can't remember exactly where we went because my partner booked it, and we went to all these random like temples. I think. Let me just have a look at my photos here. They've got
if you gotta
Taka.
balance things when you got multiple people coming with, you gotta balance that. Do what you
Yeah.
both want to do.
So looking at the photos here, it says on the top here Takamori. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it's one of the temples or the little region that we were in. That's right. There was a big rock. I can't remember the law behind it, but something to do. It was featured in. Now I'm blanking.
Is it for the movies? The one where like the waves crash into it, at the opening of the movies and things like that? Or
No, but I'm pretty sure. It's off the. What's that anime that's really popular? Ghost Demon Hunter.
okay.
Yeah, so apparently this is something to do with Demon Hunter. Like they've featured in it or some lore behind it behind yeah. So we did this tour, it was quite nice. They took us to like multiple famous places that you normally couldn't just get a train to. So you had to drive there or get the coach, like the
Perfect.
tour. So that was quite nice. Then we did, when the second part of Fukuoka, we did like a little nice river cruise or the canal cruise, and that's a pretty good way to kill like easily an hour for pretty much next to no money. I would say it was like $25 AUD. Yeah, so from Fukuoka we went to Kumamoto. Komodo was quite nice. A lot less busy than Fukuoka, and we just pretty much went to the Kumamoto Castle, and that was quite nice too. A good selection of shops there too. If you are buying, here's a good tip: if you're buying like trading card, like if you want to get to the card shops, I'll definitely do that in Osaka. Even Kumamoto, not Kumamoto, Fukuoka has maybe about four good ones. So yeah, if you're doing any of that, do it in Tokyo, or I won't even say Tokyo because it's quite busy for the most part. I would say Osaka was the best place for it. Yeah, so yeah, Fukuoka was quite nice. We did the castle. That's where I tried pachinko for the first time. So if you have not tried pachinko, please do not be scared, because
It's fun.
they will notice that you are a foreigner walking in, and they're just like, I know what to do. They will hand you like a sheet of paper explaining like simple step by step how to play, and it is very entertaining. And also too,
I like just cashing out. I didn't even really win anything, but I put enough money in that I was able to leave and like claim a prize in
yep,
the alley, and get some money back. It was
yep,
well worth it.
it was, and it like it seemed like you were winning, didn't it? Like you're just like, oh boy, I'm like really raking it in.
No,
Yes, because I'll put in maybe about $20, and the value that I got after was about 16 back. So I
that's
lost four
well worth
dollars.
that
It
entertainment,
was
man. Yeah.
honestly $4 worth of entertainment, and then you're there for like a good, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes. So yeah, depending. I think you can bet bigger. I'm not sure how to do it, but yeah, it was quite entertaining. Also too, in Kumamoto, I saw the Luffy One Piece statue. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, buddy.
Yep, it was a bit of a mission to get to, because I'm pretty sure, if I had to take a wild guess, is they're trying to bring people
Yeah,
to certain places. So they stick a One Piece statue there, and people will definitely go and have a look. So the Luffy is in the city itself, but kind of out of the way,
yeah.
like
I don't
kind
like
of like
all
a
those
box.
statues. Yeah, like all those statues are like, like the Luffy was like the most accessible, and after that, I'm like, you're committed if you're going to try to catch them all.
Yep. So yeah, they're like scattered all through like the prefecture. So sorry, I just need another sip of beer.
We're doing the beer and the whiskey going today, so whatever beverage you're having, enjoy along.
Yeah, so from Kumamoto we went to Beppu.
Okay.
With my advice with Beppu, try to book within the the city center, because there are buses that get you pretty much everywhere, but a lot of it is just in that center part, in that city center. We were like located maybe 15, 10, yeah, about 10, 5 minute drive out, but with bus it was about 20 minutes. Um, Also, too, the hot spring tour, because if you Google it, it would I think the Hell's Hot Spring or something like that that will pop up as your thing to do, and it would be, I think, 7 or 8 locations that you go to, and it's just random like little hot springs. So there will be, I think, 5 of them close together by walking distance, and then you go there, have a look, you stamp something. Some of them are better than others. It's definitely a tourist trap, but it's worth having a look at. If you're killing like 6 hours, if that, and you have nothing to do. There are like other things to do around the area to kind of make it more worthwhile. Yeah, it was pretty good, nice, and
I
Yep.
like the like I mean you bounced around quite a bit. Like you've done like you did like quite a bunch of different other things like different countries. You did the planes, the trains, the automobiles.
Yep.
Like you do John Candy proud. I love that too. Seems like you got around quite a bit, my friend. I like that's pretty pretty impressive as far as like I know you were saying before even you left that you had a packed trip, but I'm like you definitely did. You weren't joking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because from there, because we went from Beppu to Tokyo, and I would say the ride back, if you went through like train to Shinkansen, it would have been like 8+ hours to get to Tokyo from there easily. It definitely would have been a trek. So we flew from there's like a Ottawa airport is quite close to Beppu. So we just went to the airport, and there's like a shuttle that takes you there, so it's quite easy. Small little airport, but lovely. And then we just flew back to Tokyo, and then we landed in Narita Airport because we tried to get a Haneda, but yeah, Narita was um the way where we landed.
I like Narita not because of its location, just because of what was there. Like it was made as like an international, airport. I mean, like I don't know. It's the difference between that and Osaka is hugely different. Did you end up using some sort of luggage service then, my friend, because you were flying within Japan from Beppu to the Tokyos, or were you able to get your
Uh,
bags no issue?
no, we took our bags with us because we left the morning that we were leaving to Tokyo. Yeah, that's right, because we were going to stay one. Yeah, no, yeah. So our original flight from Beppu to Tokyo was originally going to be in at night time, so about 8 o'clock. But we were like, nah, stuff it. We have nothing. We pretty much did everything in Beppu, so we just kind of booked an earlier flight. So we just a little couple extra $100. Uh, I think it was about $200, maybe a little bit more. And we'll just like stuff it. We'll just go there to Tokyo earlier because we had a couple more things we would have liked to do in Tokyo. So like visit the Gundam base in Tokyo. So and just see a couple more things. Um, yeah. So that pretty much concludes the trip really. Also too that we stayed in Beppu. Was a nice like onsen type of hot spring hotel. It was quite nice.
For as far as like purchases go, my friend, besides outside of the Osaka and the World's Fair, what were your favorite things that you swagged back with you?
Definitely a lot of like Gundam TCG merchandise, like card sleeves and the deck box dice, because it was a lot. It's pretty much like half the price.
Okay,
And also too, in English, I found it that I couldn't source some of that stuff. It was all like because Gundam just pretty much got released when we were there. So yeah, when we got back, there was pretty much no stock of
okay.
those. So I was happy to bring them back. And I did bring back a promo card. It's a resource promo from Gundam Base in Fukuoka. That was quite
And now
nice.
that's pretty darn cool.
Yeah, it's in a case. It's most probably not worth super.
Thousands of
But it's
dollars,
worth a lot to
buddy.
me.
Well,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. That's thousands of dollars. At least another plane fare for you to get back.
also too, yeah. So when we were in, so this is the baseball part. This is I'm so glad I didn't forget this because I would have been spewing. Yeah, we did the team labs when we got to Tokyo, and then because when we were in Osaka, we missed the Hanshin Tigers baseball match because we thought we could buy tickets at the gate. Obviously, big game, not a like good luck. Anyway, so we're bummed out in Osaka. We're just like, damn, we missed it. But then we did book one. We're just like, we do have a night in Tokyo, and there was a game that was available then. And now we go for the Yakult Swallows. So, because that's the game that they had in Tokyo, and we were like, damn. And it worked out perfectly. Like, really, really super cool. Anyone who hasn't done it yet, go and do it. Even if it's your first time in Japan too, that would even make it huge too. So if you do like a baseball game while you're there for your first time,
Yeah.
the trip is just going to be insane. Well, I think it'll be
It's
too much for anyone to handle.
no, it's a fantastic experience, and
Yeah,
my
definitely.
my completely biased opinion, it's the best sport in the world. But even if you're not a sports fan, the experience of being at a baseball game is worth taking in. Life hack, you could leave whenever you want, but I think you're going to find yourself staying longer than you think you would. But even if you leave after 4 innings, you're not going to be investing any sort of huge period of time, and ticket prices are going to be less than what you think they are going to be, most likely. If you have been to any other sporting events, significantly less than here stateside.
Hmm.
So, yeah, well worth the time, my friend. Did you anything food wise besides the beer that you had for the game?
Ooh, I saw people eating ramen. That was interesting too. I was like, damn, that's nice. But I just had the traditional like found like a hot dog.
Oh, yeah.
It was like on a stick. Um, Also too like getting a beer or like any beverage that you wish,
Amazing.
super easy because you have
Amazing.
the lovely ladies who have the keg on the back. They will rotate like each aisle like just constantly, and so you won't see them. You'll see them every 5 minutes. So don't worry, you are not going to be thirsty, and
And
you're going
way
to be
more
pretty plastered.
That's way more affordable than the $20 US or 20 something US for every glass of beer that we have here. Like when I see those the 999, like, 9 hot dogs, 9 beers, and 9 innings challenges, I'm like, I can't afford 2 innings. Maybe in Japan though. Maybe in Japan, my
Yeah.
friend.
So Japan, like, yeah, very affordable, and like even if you want food, you go inside, like, because we went to what's the Yokohama Swallows
Yeah,
home stadium. It's like the oldest one in Japan. And yeah, like so you go inside the building itself for food, and that's super easy too. I found out it was really good. So, and also
so
too,
much
you can
fun.
buy merchandise like shirts for the team that you want to go for, even at the stadium too, if you like. Just go there a little bit early, and then you can browse through all this stuff. So it's
Love it.
quite
I
nice.
love it. Love it,
And
buddy.
that part of the trip, that was a really good way to end the trip. Like with a huge highlight because we left pretty much like I believe 7:30 in the morning the next day. So yeah, it was lovely.
I want to get like a yeah, like what
One
sorry,
other thing
what
too, with the I forgot to mention with the car rental is if you bring the car back, especially with like the Toyota one that we used, you will get money back. So
if
yeah,
you cut it, yeah, like you get it back earlier than what you were.
yeah. So we dropped it off because I booked it for a lot longer just in case there was a lot of places we wanted to stop at. Yeah, so we dropped it back about 3 hours earlier than we predicted. And then we got like $50 back, and that covered all the road fees and tolls, so we didn't actually have to pay anything extra.
Love it. Love
Yeah,
it,
it was
buddy.
great. Good experience. Awesome holiday. I can't wait to get back. We were going to book another one for this Christmas, but um, I would say it's a little bit too late to go. Like the
Yeah.
prices are crazy. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Can't wait, buddy. You're gonna beat me back because I'm like with all my dental work and stuff. I think it's gonna be a couple summers. I think I'll be celebrating my 50th by the time my daughter and I get there, but it'll be well worth the trip and
do you know what you should do? You should do like the dental tourism.
yeah, get the
Because
work done there. I know.
I'm pretty sure we'll be paying about the same amount of money to get everything
There's
done in a different country, maybe.
yeah, there's no doubt about it, buddy. I know my dad did some in Mexico, and
Nice.
he saved a significant amount of money doing it that way. If you have the time, it's well worth it.
Hmm.
Quick couple things I want to add on. Number one, um, since this is our good time episodes, my band that I saw when I went with Sam in November, Shishamo, Little Fish, is disbanding. So if you're going to Japan and you're hearing this now and you go before the new year, you might be able to catch them at a performance. And then after that, there's a huge gap until I think it's June. And they have 2 episodes back in their hometown. Not 2 episodes, 2 concerts back in their hometown. One's like a celebratory thing, like where it's like a positive thing. And the other one is more of kind of like everybody cry together concert ending. They've been around for more than 10 years. I got into them in 2017. May have been a bit earlier than that, but it was 2017 for sure. They've been around for 10 years. They have a huge discography. Go check them out. And if you're going to Japan and you have an opportunity to catch them, please catch them. They're amazing. Also, If you have the new AirPod Pro 3s, live translation is not available for Japan yet. So if you're looking to buy them in hopes that Japanese is available, it is not yet. But as David has said before, I bet that'll be within the year. And if it's not, you can at him and complain because I'll be joining you if David is wrong, with giving him a hard time about it. But no, I certainly hope it is because between the glasses that I see where there's translation, live translation on glasses that people are wearing for like the the super high tech things, between that, the headphones, everything like that, I really you know besides my studies and things like that, hope that it opens up things even more and truly want you to enjoy your trip. But please, my friends, pick up some Japanese, give yourself some time, get a tutor online anywhere that offers those. Get some brief things, some introductions, some ordering of food, just to have somebody go through going to a convenience store with you. Pick up some little things. Take it with you. Get a little more immersed in what you would normally if you're going somewhere, and you're going to get so much more out of it. Let's put forth a good face. We can't all be as handsome as David and Maurice is, so we need to rely upon our language skills to get us by. So we do what we can do. Is there anything else, my friend, that you want to share before we bring ourselves out?
Just like I'm trying to double down and learning Japanese because I plan to be living there in the next couple of years. Just learn and yeah, just also too, if you have a friend like Michael to do that for me, just
Yes,
prod me and be like, "Are you learning? Are you learning? Huh?
we need to do that with
Okay."
each other and maybe the watashi wa each other.
Yeah.
Right?
So I would say, yeah, just practice and
Yeah,
it'll
like
be
it
nice.
really is. And I shared a video with David today. I saw like online for YouTube's about getting permanent residency. It's not just 10 years. There's a bunch of different ways to go about doing it. Some as short as 1 year,
Mhm.
2 or 3. So it's worth looking into and not just falling into the trap of like most people think that it's a 10-year thing or you're going to marry your way into it, getting permanent residency or something like that. But it really can happen quicker than that, regardless of your age. But if you're in your 20s, even without job experience, too much job experience, if you're making some salaries and stuff like that, you can make it happen. But even if you're older as I am, the job experience makes up for the fact that you're not young anymore. So it really can happen. You can look at the points, you can see everything that's there. And it was one of those things like if you graduated, you have some sort of degree, and it's an accredited university or not accredited, but a university that's kind of approved by Japan. You can kind of scroll through that list. It was looking like you could really get to that 70, 80 point frame if you have some sort of Japanese N2, not even N1 basis that you could get there. So make it happen, my friends. Do it. Make those dreams happen. You only live once, and you can join David and I uh, on an episode of Lost Without Japan, celebrating 10 years or 9 years or whatever it is, as we're both living in Japan and enjoying a nice view and some beverages together. So
And in person too.
that's right. That's right. It's even better. It's
We'll have a
even
nice
better.
studio set up.
So, but yeah, my friends, you know, I hope that everything is going wonderful for you. If you made it this far, thank you so much
Thank you.
for being a part of the show. It's much appreciated, and for on behalf of all Lost Without Japan crew, David and myself today, we'd like to thank you for joining us, and we truly look forward to you joining us again on board and ready for our next regularly scheduled episode as we continue our discussion on Japan, travel, culture, and those lost without moments. We're going to be doing a day trip Okinawa edition when you hear this next. And I've been working hard on that, my friends. Umpteen hours of time, weeks and weeks of time have been spent on that and will be spent on that when it gets to you to that point. So, to everyone out there, Oginki Day. Stay well, my friends.